All right, welcome to what is going to be the first in a series of videos about Tales of Tribute. This is a breakdown of the Ansei Frandar Hunding deck, or the green deck, or just Hunding, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to go through and rank the cards so you kind of know which ones you want to start picking up and when you're playing, and whether they're worth it. Like, are some of these cards not even worth picking up, or do I want to first turn that card if I can? We'll also eventually be doing the other decks and some other things like combos between decks, how you might want to make your strategy. But first things first, the best way to understand the game is to be able to kind of rank the cards mentally on what you want to pick up and what is worth it to you. So with that, we're going to jump into it. The first is the Way of the Sword. Right now, we're kind of ranking this one against not the rest of the deck, but the rest of the starter cards. And if you think about it, this is a great starter card. It might be one of the best, save for Malmar deck. Now, that alone, because it gives you that choice, so you can pick what you're doing, and because power is so strong on this deck to kind of give you a patron for Hunding to get that turn 2 power into 1 coin and then get that 1 coin continuously, this can make for a very strong start. This is actually an S tier starting card. Honestly, it is one of the best. Being able to make that choice, that always favors you. Next up, we've got Battle Meditation. So this is a contract action, which means you play it immediately. You gain 2 power for 3, which is a good trade. Any of the power cards generally have you paying for the same amount, and so being able to just be 1 less. But the key part of it is you get to return 1 card, any type, from your cooldown to the top of your draw. This can be this can be just so strong. Being able to pick the cards that you draw this way combos with so many other decks. It's so strong. It's worth picking up because there is no combo portion, and for 3 gold, this is worth it. This is an A tier card. Now, the upgrade Grand Oratory, if you have played another green card, not only do you get what you got before for the 3 gold, but you gain 2 gold back. This becomes a 1 gold card. You get 2 power for 1 gold, and you get to return it. That just bumps that up into that S tier, all right? This card is just packed full of value, and you just want that. And especially if you've played another card, that's where it becomes that S tier. If you haven't played another card, it's the A tier card. It's still worth it. All right. Next we have is Conquest. So 4 gold, 3 power, or acquire 1 card from the tavern with up to 4 cost. And if you combo 2, gain 2 more power. This can be a 5 power card for 4 gold. So this is the equivalent of a lot of the other strong cards, but it does require the combo. But it also gives you the option to just straight up buy a card, which in a lot of cases can be worth it. Essentially, you can think of it as this is a 4 gold card or a 3 power card. And then additionally, it could become a 5 power card. So this is another one I like to get. I think this is another A tier class because of that combo potential. Up next, Warrior Wave. Another action, 4 gold, 4 power, or 3 power, or acquire a card for up to 4. This is very much like the one we just looked at. It's just not quite as good for that reason. So, still a good card, but we're going to bump it down to the B tier. You're not necessarily going to want to grab this if you've got the other one up there. All right? So, next up, Shahei Summoning. I butchered that. That's all right. 5 gold. You can buy a 5 gold card, or return 2 cards from your cooldown to the top of your draw. If you combo 2, you get to do 1 more. 3. If you think about it, first off, you're 2 out of 5 of your cards. Then you could be at 3 out of 5, controlled. That is a really strong way to get points. This card alone can turn your next turn into like a 15 power turn or something like that. Or if you're draw playing crows, you can guarantee easily a couple of draw cards, so you can end up drawing an extra 5 cards, all by playing this guy and comboing 1. He is another A tier, probably a little bit better than Conquest, but still strong. All right, next up we have No Shira Poet. It's an agent, 6 gold, return any one type, and then gain 2 power. It's a strong card. It's good. It's a continual thing. If they want to kill it, they got to pay the 3. They got to pay 3 power. They got to pay 4 gold, or they got to get a Black Sacrament or something like that. So it's going to cost them to get rid of it. But it's not my favorite card. I don't use it a whole lot. I actually don't look to use it a lot. It's honestly a C tier card. It's a lot of gold for not a lot of value. Next up is Hellshira Herald. It's the same thing, except now you get to return 2 cards. Okay, a little bit better. We can bump it up to B tier. It's still an agent, still only 3 health. If you can get something in front of it with taunt, it becomes a lot stronger. Next up is March on Hatu. 6 gold, 4 power, or return 3 cards of any type to the top of your cooldown. Okay, so this, just straight up, 1 gold more does what Shahaya Summoning does without the requirement of the combo. Alright? That is really strong. And it's a 4 power card, right? So you have the choice. This is like an A tier card. Like, really good. Next up is Hero's End. 6 gold, 4 power, return 4 cards of any type. Right? And gain 3 power. This is the upgrade for March on Hatu. So, again, you're looking at this and you're going, well, the other one's A tier. This is one of those S tier cards. It just is. This is a really strong deck, by the way. If you don't know that, there's a lot of really powerful combos that you can pull off with other decks using this because of these returning the cards you want. All right. And up next, we've got Ansei Assault. It's a 9 gold, gain 5 power, or acquire a card up to 9. That's really good. I would put it up there in A tier. Maybe because of the cost, I'm going to put it kind of in the middle of A tier here. But 5 power, you can get close to that just off of other things like Conquest. But being able to buy any 9 gold card, that's a huge thing. You can pick up the other one of these. You can pick up anything, right? Just a free any card you want. That can be really powerful at the key moment. That can pick you up a rally if you need it and you don't have the gold, right? And rally is suddenly a huge boost to this deck because you're just picking it every time it goes to the cooldown, right? And so then, of course, you have Ansei's Victory, which is the upgrade of Ansei Assault. And basically, now you can get anything up to 10, which I think there are a few cards that are 10, and not a whole lot, but that really bumps this up. And I think that when you do that, you make it at the bottom of the S tier, but it is. So this is how I would rank the cards. These are the way I'm going to go for them. Oftentimes, though, you're not going to see some of these cards pop up right away, or you can't afford them. So you might be going for that B tier Warrior Wave first, and then, but if you see that in a Conquer or a Conquest, get the Conquest. If you are just playing out and you happen to see Battle Meditation, it's worth it. If you get the Grand Oratory out and suddenly, it's early on and your Way of the Sword is out, suddenly you're popping that Way of the Sword, you're getting the Grand Oratory, you've gotten 2 gold, you've paid 1 gold for 2 power, or return any card. So there's a lot of these kind of little combos that work out really well. This deck really enables a lot of other decks. It is probably my favorite deck to play currently. I always pick it first or when it's my turn to pick. So I'm going to be doing some more of these with the other decks. I hope you enjoy. Leave a comment below. If you have any questions, you can stop by my Twitch, or you can ask. You can look at my Twitter. Occasionally I post up little hints like, don't play the Crow Patron if you can avoid it. I see people doing that all the time and making that mistake. And I can talk about some of the other patrons as well. Like I said, we're going to do some more videos, some of the other decks. We're going to go over some combos. We're going to go over the patrons, probably rank them as well, and maybe even the decks themselves, because the patrons and the decks really aren't, you should be looking at them together, but also separate on what's strong. So I hope you enjoy, and good luck in your card games out there, and maybe I'll even meet up with you and play a game with you.